Hey YouTube, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and just gonna get straight into the video. So basically this is going to be my first ever self-annotated video where I'm talking to you guys, and the point of conversation today is going to be my server setup at home. So basically, talking about the hardware first, I have a 3 server setup plus a router and a UPS in my closet where I have a Synology DS220 Plus um, serving as a data storage center. Then I have a Dell G3 2019 um, laptop, which is more of like a desktop where if I'm at school, if I'm somewhere else where I don't have access to a Windows PC, being a primarily a Mac user, I can remote into my Dell laptop to access the Windows user interface. And thirdly, I have a Dell Precision T5400 tower PC where I am hosting a hypervisor called Promox. I have another video up on my channel about this, but I will briefly go over it again in the coming video. So basically, what I do on the Proxmox is going to be more focused on with hypervisors, setting up virtual machines, and hosting like primarily Linux-based applications where I can do test benches or set up Ubuntu VMs for just hosting Docker containers. So this is my Proxmox setup. The Synology one that I said was primarily used for data storage has its own setup, but other than that, some things I use it for surveillance, setting up like my own personal drive, which I can sync files across from all of my devices, whether it be my phone or any of my PCs. And then I have Cloud Sync, which is like backing up the important documents to cloud, so in case anything happens, hopefully not, to my home server setup, all of the important files like projects or anything like that, anything of that sort, will be backed up and I can still access it. And I'm hosting a database platform, PHPMyAdmin, where it's just a place where I can store some data, like some data from my websites. So that's a brief about the my Synology NAS. And next, getting into, like my Windows server. It's running Windows Server 2019, so it has the basic functionalities of Windows 10, but just a few additional functionalities such as Hyper-V, which is a virtual machine manager, or IIS, which is an Internet Information Services Manager, which I'll be getting into in a few seconds. It helps with web hosting. And yeah, other than that, it's pretty similar to just a normal Windows 10 machine. And the other important factor is that you can remote into this without needing to get like a premium version. And yeah, so that is my Windows server. So getting into a question that a few of my colleagues at school had was, how do I set up my website? Right, that was a major question. For example, like my main website, my portfolio, right? They were asking how is it set up, how is it linked, how are you hosting it, questions like that. So I'm going to be spending a little bit of time just quickly going through that process. First of all, you need something what's called a domain name. Mine is krishadmin.com. Yours can be your name or something that is significant to you, with a .ca, .com, .net, something along those lines. So what I used was Namecheap. This is like, in my opinion, like for starters, the best place where you can find cheap domain names. There's also other things like GoDaddy or I believe Google also has its own domain software, but in my opinion, Namecheap is the most cost effective. So once that is set up, once you have like your own domain name that you want to get, what I have done is that I transferred it over to another application called Cloudflare, where basically what it does, it helps you with with DNS settings and your setting up your domain name in more depth as to where it's being directed. It helps with email routing, also with some securities. So the process for that it's quite simple. I can make another YouTube video about it, or you can, if you guys need, or you can probably search it up. It'll take you like an hour tops to go through the verification process and whatnot. So that is an option available for you guys if you want to create a domain name. There's also other ways to get free domains, but those are, in my opinion, kind of sketch. So best way, go on Namecheap, find a domain name, get it transferred to Cloudflare for easy setup and easy configurability. So once it's set up on Cloudflare, the next process that you have to do is you need a place to host it. For me, I used to host it on my Synology NAS, but I found that it wasn't as configurable as I would like it to be. There were some key features such as specific folders that I could have chosen from, or in this case, these are the websites that I'm hosting right now. It gives me more options in regards to security and setting up and taking down websites as needed. So let's just gonna take you through a quick process of setting up a portfolio. The first thing you'll need is like a website, for example. I just took this one from GitHub. It's just a basic website that you can get from anywhere, like from any basic GitHub website. And once this is running locally, as you can see by the file name. So once you have this downloaded, whichever one, if you make one, if you want to just test it out for yourself, up to you. The next process will be to create a new website. So add a website. For example, I'll just name this one like video sample website, just as the name of the site, just for this purpose. And the next thing will be to find the physical path of where this is located. So for me, it was in the D drive under YouTube channel, and just the main folder where the index.html is located. So press OK. You don't have to worry about anything else really here. Keep it at HTTP port 80, and then hostname. So this part you will have to determine from Cloudflare itself. So I've just already set it up on Cloudflare with just a portfolio test. Currently, nothing is being hosted. Like if I refresh the page, nothing is being hosted on this. And this is being sent over to the Windows server using what's called Cloudflare Zero Trust tunnels. That is also a great way of securely hosting websites and applications that you want just to be accessible by the people that you want to have access to. So I will get into more depth about that in another video, as it's a whole completely different process compared to just setting up a website. So just copy the link that you would create for your website, put it into the hostname section. So once that's done, make sure that Start Website immediately is checked, and then just press OK. So this is up being linked to portfoliotest.chrischapman.com. So let's just quickly go back onto the same website that we were on, And as we saw earlier with the locally hosted version of this index.html file, it was Marlin, everything's going to be identical, just copy paste it, but this way other people can also access your website like you can with my portfolios. I'll keep this website up for a few days for if and when you guys are testing, just to see a look through, maybe if you want to download the source. But yeah, that's how you get this up running and set up for yourself. There's also other softwares that you can use. There's Linux-based web hosting solutions, but I prefer using a Windows server or even Synology NAS over the Linux-based, as I've faced a few complications, though your experiences may vary. So, yeah, that is it from me for this video about my servers, about my website setup, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me using my portfolio, using my email. I'll drop it down in the description below, or drop a comment in the comment section below, and I will try my best to get back to it as soon as I can. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great day.